Hi, I'm Nomi Lane, and for question one, it says, in your own words, define the following terms. Counterfeit goods are basically fake products pretending to be something that they're not, most likely emulating a designer brand. Knockoffs are products that look similar to noticeable brands, but not necessarily the exact same thing. They just look very similar. Bootlegs are products made without permission, usually copies of movies or music. And then gray market is authentic products sold in places that shouldn't be sold. And what came to my mind was DHgate and eBay and stuff like that. Question two says, explain the major differences between counterfeit goods and knockoff goods. And basically, counterfeit goods are illegal, but knockoffs are legal. Counterfeits basically copy the designer brand or said brand that's more noticeable, but knockoffs aren't necessarily the same thing, they just resemble the brand. And counterfeit goods are typically lower in quality, but knockoffs tend to be similar quality, just at a lower price. And then I had an example, and the example I used was the UGG Tasmans. Actually, I'll use the. I ended up using the Bottega earrings. They are $880, but they have the same earrings on Amazon for $8. Typically, I think with jewelry, it's most likely just going to be the fact that the $8 earrings are going to tarnish quicker than the Bottega $880 earrings, if they do tarnish at all. Typically, lower quality jewelry or cheaper jewelry will tarnish. You can't really put it in the shower or with water, sweat, stuff of that nature. But higher quality jewelry, but sometimes higher quality or more expensive does not necessarily mean higher quality. It can be more expensive but still tarnish or honestly look worse than the cheaper jewelry. But the next question basically talked about the video with bootleg goods, and it said, your thoughts on bootleg goods after watching this video. Really, I just said I think it's very interesting to see how these designers can incorporate other brands into their own designs, because I feel like typically some designer companies can be very blinded with one set style or one set theme, and I feel like when you get other designers into the mix, you can create more ideas and stuff. And then the next question was, explain the major differences between counterfeit goods and bootleg. And basically, counterfeit goods are pretending to be something that it isn't, while bootleg is trying to use pieces of an original brand. I believe, yes, counterfeit goods they're both illegal though. But counterfeit goods are necessarily trying to copy, bootleg isn't necessarily trying to copy every single thing about a company or an item. And then any experiences with DIY bootleg items. I don't have any experience with DIY bootleg items, but I do remember back in 2020, a lot of people were doing the Louis Vuitton logo on their walls in like grass, or they were just doing like different like paintings and stuff like that. And I remember a lot of people used to paint on their clothes and put the Louis Vuitton logo and stuff. And then the impact you think DIY bootlegging has on the fashion industry. Personally, I think it's very interesting to see how people can incorporate some of their favorite brands into their own work or into just designs in general, because we all love good designer brands, but I think it's very interesting to see how we can incorporate it into fashion. And then it says, your thoughts on legal ramifications of bootlegging and counterfeiting. I think counterfeiting is a no-go, but bootlegging, I don't think it should really be an issue, because unless you feel like the brand or company or the person designing is on some sort of level at the same playing field as you or above you, then there should be something going on. But if they're below you and they're not making as much profit as a designer brand, I personally don't feel like it should be an issue. I feel like you should be able to get that freedom. And I mean, I feel like those designers may be exposing your brand to other people who may not know who your brand is or what your brand is about. So thank you. Ooh.